I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Today, we're reading from the book of Psalms, chapter 52. Let's focus on verses 1 through 9. Why do you boast in evil, O mighty man? The goodness of God endures continually. Your tongue devises destruction like a sharp razor working deceitfully. You love evil more than good, lying rather than speaking righteousness. Selah. You love all devouring words. You deceitful tongue, God shall likewise destroy you forever. He shall take you away and pluck you out of your dwelling place and uproot you from the land of the living. Selah. The righteous also shall see and fear, and shall laugh at him, saying, Here is the man who did not make God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. But I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the mercy of God forever and ever. I will praise you forever because you have done it, and in the presence of your saints I will wait on your name, for it is good. Today's song is a contemplation of David when Doug the Edomite, I love that name, Doug. You don't think you're going to get a Doug in the Bible? Oh, he's there. Doug the Edomite told King Saul that David and his men had been given a refuge at the house of Ahimelech, the priest. And the story is found in 1 Samuel 22, verses 16 through 23. And the king, Saul, said, You shall surely die, Ahimelech, you and all of your father's house. And then the king said to the guards who stood about him, Turn and kill the priests of the Lord, because their hand also is with David, and because they knew when he fled, and they did not tell it to me. But the servants of the king would not lift their hands to strike the priests of the Lord. And the king said to Doug, You turn and kill the priests. So Doug the Edomite turned and struck the priests and killed on that day 85 men who wore a linen ephod. Also Nob, the city of the priests, he struck with the edge of the sword, killed everybody, men and women, children and nursing infants, oxen and donkeys, and sheep with the edge of the sword. And now one of the sons of Ahimelech, the son of Ahitub, the son of Abiathar, escaped and fled after David. And Abiathar told David that Saul had killed the Lord's priest. So David said to Abiathar, I knew that day when Doug the Edomite was there, he would surely tell Saul, I have caused the death of all the persons of your father's house. Stay with me and do not fear, for he who seeks my life seeks your life. But with me you shall be safe. Now, what is an Edomite? Doug the Edomite. Edomites were descendants of Esau. Remember Jacob's brother? Didn't want to walk with the Lord? Well, it helps to notice how none of Saul's Jewish soldiers would dare kill Ahimelech the priest. But it was no problem for the Gentile Edomite. When I say the Gentile, you're like, hang on. Wasn't he like, you had Jacob and Esau? Weren't they the sons of Isaac? Isn't he Jewish? Well, Jewish is as Jewish does. He didn't want the blessing of the Lord. He didn't care about the birthright of the Lord, right? First, he wanted the blessing, but then once he got what he wanted out of the world, he's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. And his descendants were the same way. That's what they felt about the Lord. That's what they felt about the Jewish people. Interestingly enough, the Jewish soldiers, what hypocrites, they wouldn't kill the priest, but they also wouldn't stop one guy from killing the priest. So David's psalm is a reminder that God sees and repays injustices. And it is a psalm of hope, really, in God's justice, even when we are the most vulnerable and helpless seasons of life. The symbol of vulnerability is a green olive tree. And yet it has strength because it's in the house of God. Have you put your faith and your trust in Jesus? Or are you still trying to reason and hustle your way through life without the Lord? The Bible says that all who turn to God through the Son of David, Jesus, are held in his hand, and they are by no means cast out. 1 John chapter 4, verse 4 says this, You are of God, little children, and have overcome them, because he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Groundworks Ministries operates entirely through financial donations from faithful people like you. And your giving to Groundworks Ministries transforms lives. Would you consider making a donation to Groundworks Ministries today? We need your monthly support now more than ever. Donating is secure and it's easy at our website, groundworksministries.com. You know, another way to help us is to tell people about Groundworks Ministries. You can share these podcasts with friends and family and on your social media. And of course, you can always direct folks to our website, groundworksministries.com.